This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
And welcome to 17 News at Noon. I'm Elena Rusk. Election results were last updated just after 2 a.m. here in Kern County. But as we're updating you today, we have to keep in mind these are still very early results. Let's begin with the local ballot measures before voters in Kern County this midterm election. First up, Measure K, which would enact a 1-cent sales tax increase for unincorporated Kern. So far, the yes votes are leading with 51% of the vote. No, though, right there at a tie, at a dead neck race here at 49%. If passed, Measure K is expected to bring in about $50 million in extra revenue. All of this extra money would stay in the county. Sheriff Donnie Youngblood saying the measure is crucial in sustaining public safety. And the city of Tehachapi also taking up a 1-cent sales tax measure in the Measure S vote. So far, yes is at 54%, no coming in at 46%. Measure M, also a 1-cent sales tax increase for the city of McFarland. That one a much higher lead. So far, yes at 65%, no at 35%. Turning now to Measure O, known as the cannabis business tax for the city of McFarland. If passed, it would enact a tax on marijuana businesses of up to $10 per square foot for cultivation. So far, those yes votes at 64%, no at 36%. One measure on your ballot this year could impact term limits for county supervisors. Let's take a look at Measure J. If passed, this would limit supervisors to a maximum of 2 four-year terms. And you see so far, 71% saying yes, the no votes at 29%. Now to Measure L, a yes vote supports amending the Bakersfield City Charter to remove the requirement that the fire chief and police chief be appointed from within their respective departments. So far, right there at a tie. Yes, 50%, no, 50% will continue to follow this closely. All right, let's turn now to the race for Bakersfield City Council Ward 7. We have 3 candidates looking to fill the seat left by Chris Parlier, stepping down due to health concerns. Those challengers vying for his seat are Manpreet Kaur, Tim Collins, and Raj Gill. Here are the results for Ward 7 so far. Manpreet Kaur in the lead with 55%, Collins trailing behind at 37% and 8% for Raj Gill. Kaur says she is ready for her new role if she's declared the winner.
My top priority is, 1, to meet with city staff, meet with my fellow new city council members, really get to know them, get a gist of the job ahead, and then start working on some of the things that we've been talking about on this campaign around neighborhood safety, around our parks, around infrastructure, and making sure the quality of life in Ward 7 is on the upward climb and we're thinking forward.
We're also tracking the latest in Ward 3 with challengers Boyd Benninger and Lonnie Didal battling the incumbent Ken Weir for his seat. Weir leading with 52%. Behind him, Benninger with 33%, Didal at 9%. Weir says he's optimistic about this lead and is looking forward to his next potential term.
The people of Bakersfield and in the 3rd Ward have been so kind and so generous, and I talk to people on the phone and they're just amazing. I talked to a 92-year-old lady and she said, "Oh, Ken, I'm glad to hear from you, and if you have another event or something, please call me. My husband's been kind of sick, but we'll try to show up there." And I'm going, oh my gosh, that's just awesome, that people react like that. So I'm pretty happy about that, and I'm looking forward to the next 4 years.
All right, let's focus now on the 3rd District Supervisor race. Retiring 3rd District Supervisor Mike Maggard's Chief of Staff, Jeff Flores, barely leading retired CHP Assistant Chief Brian Smith by just 28 votes right now, razor thin. 17 News spoke with both candidates last night.
The biggest message that I want to get across tonight is thank you to every single one of the people that put a sign in their yard. They donated money, they volunteered to walk for us. All those people that supported me, I just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. It means everything, and I'm really excited that these people came out to help me.
Sometimes it takes weeks to finally get some closure. So I think when we see some subsequent returns and we see a trend, we'll get a better idea of how this race is going. But I'm going to say my prayers, I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to give thanks to God Almighty, and wake up in the morning and see what happens.
All right, now to the two school bond measures on our ballots. The first Measure E from the Kern High School District. Important to note here, this measure requires 55% to pass. So far, the yes votes at 54%, no 46%. Measure I, also a bond, but for the Panama Buena Vista Union School District. This bond also requiring a 55% to pass, and so far it is at 57% yes, no at 43%.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
So with a number of first-time candidates leading, we may be headed for a shakeup on some of Kern's highest-profile school boards. Since the pandemic, there's been a tension simmering in local school board meetings. At times, it's erupted into outright anger over COVID requirements and school curriculum. That general mood has worked its way into races for school board seats, which some say have been more contentious than ever. A slate of first-time candidates running on conservative platforms flooded the races in Kern's largest districts. The question last night, would they be able to turn that tension into a political victory? Well, let's take a look. Early results indicate that is what happened. These could easily change. Of course, these numbers are razor thin, but right now, Christina Scrivener leading Jennifer Slayton. John Antonaros leading incumbent Nan Gomez Heitzberg by 1 vote. Antonaros part of the GOP campaigning here in the Valley. The ideological balance also likely to shift on the Kern High School District Board. Area 1, Derek Tissinger with a wide lead on incumbent Cynthia Brakeman. Tissinger running explicitly in opposition to vaccine and mask mandates in schools. A crowded race in Area 2, but Kathy Scrivener a solid lead on incumbent Jan Graves in the field. And the remaining KHSD Area 5, incumbent Brian Beatty leads nonprofit director Michelle Shaw. Bakersfield City School District, Kern's largest primary school district, may be the exception that proves the rule here. Area 2, Anthony Fuentes, who has endorsements from the Dolores Huerta Foundation and other Kern Democrats, has a solid lead right now on both conservative challenger Judy Olson and incumbent Pam Bauer. And another tight race here with a sharp margin. As of now, current board president Laura Guerrero Salgado leads Mary Poner by 4 votes and Asai Jimenez by 56. Now again, these numbers are very early and not final, but as of now, it does look like the push to gain conservative control of the school boards has been a measured success. Now to our coverage of the California propositions that were on your ballots yesterday. Following the controversial ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade, voters in California decided to enshrine the right to abortion rights and contraception in our state's constitution. We're talking, of course, about Prop 1, which changes the California Constitution to say that the state cannot deny or interfere with a person's reproductive freedom and that people have the fundamental right to choose whether or not to have an abortion. We're also tracking 2 propositions with major implications on gambling in California. Prop 26 expands commercial gaming by allowing in-person sports betting at racetracks and tribal casinos. So far, the yes votes at 30%, no votes really leading here at 70%. Prop 27 allows tribes or gambling companies to offer online sports betting in California. So far, again, the yes only at 17%, the no far ahead at 83%. Turning now to Prop 28, if passed, the state would provide additional funding specifically for arts education in public schools. So far, the yes is ahead at 62%, no at 38%. And this one may feel like a deja vu for California voters yet again. Prop 29. It's been on the ballot several times and will require dialysis clinics to have at least one physician, nurse practitioner, or physician assistant while patients are being treated. So far, yes at 30%, no winning at 70%. Now to Prop 30, which would raise taxes on the rich to support electric car deployment and combat wildfires across the state. So far, yes at 41%, no at 59%. And finally, Prop 31. A yes vote upholds California's ban on flavored tobacco products, but does not include hookah, certain cigars, or loose leaf tobacco. So far, yes in the lead at 62%, a no vote at 38%. All right, looking ahead, the countdown to Thanksgiving is already on, and KGET once again teaming up with CapK for a holiday food drive. The folks at CapK say a large portion of their holiday food items the bank distributes comes from donations made during this drive. That includes things like turkeys, sweet potatoes, stuffings, you name it. If it's on your table, local families want it too. Please plan to stop by with your holiday foods and monetary donations next Wednesday, November 16th. We'll be out there all day from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Compassion Corner here at 22nd and L Streets. And the 35th annual Holiday Cottage is now open. Hosted by Kern County Human Services, shoppers can choose a foster child's wish from their online list and send it by mail, or you can donate a monetary donation through the Kern Partnership for Children and Families website. The Holiday Cottage has provided thousands of gifts through the decades to make sure local children in need see a present under the tree.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.